I was thinking that when Colombia lost because I said Colombia fans, we know Brazil, against Argentina. Because I said I know Brazil.
When you're on a certified holy view,
we can Arabic program, so they made it.
sing low, bring love.
She's not just smart.
I'm like looking at it outside. I'm like, that's where the mask is.
When you're on a borderline,
So Bobby, if you're indoors with the kids, you're supposed to still be masked.
silent to the
So we're trying to talk to people like this all day long and the kids can't see them over and they can't hear me just saying it's all
when you're on a certified holy view,
We can Arabic program, so they made it.
behold,
Mask.
become, be free.
So when we're outside,
It's not all you need. Sing low, bring love.
Thank you everyone for being here. I got my comfort kit, so I won't be nervous. Something to read I just harvest. That's story. So you guys do that hang out there? Hi everyone, my name is Kanan. I'm the director of DC Farm. I want to welcome everyone here. And we're here to celebrate how this space came together and how DC Farm as an organization is having an impact way beyond the space with the help of community members and starting new projects. So I want to welcome our mayor, Mayor Janie, to DC Farm. And also our councilor, Leah Edwards. And I want to recognize Stephen and Jess from Rep. Modero's office and Maggie Randall. Is anybody else here? Okay. So, and then Maggie Randall from Senator Boncory's office. And I saw Chief Dillon somewhere. Yes. Welcome, Chief Dillon. And so I say chief, she's the chief of D&D, Department of Neighborhood Development. That is the department that owned the space and then eventually conveyed it to Eastie Farm, a local grassroots nonprofit. And the same department has now conveyed another space, and we're doing another exciting project there. We'll talk about it soon. But I'll try to be brief. It's very hard for me, you know. but I'm very excited that you're here. And Councillor, it's so good to have you here as well. This project actually came together because of the city, the people in the community, and people in the private sector all working together.
Thank folks for being here. You know, this is beautiful. This is what community is all about. And so when I come out to different events and I'm able to celebrate with neighbors, community gardens, and what community gardens represent in terms of not just bringing residents together to plant, which is often very intergenerational, multiracial, to see all walks of life come together to plant, but also, you know, it is what you've already mentioned in terms of how we care for the environment and what it means for climate justice and what it means for food access. And for teaching our children at a very early age the importance of growing our own food and having access to healthy food. We can reimagine what we do with our land, and we can use our land to bring our residents together, to build community together, because for me, that is one of the things that makes this so special.
This to me is an indication of the seeds when we plant together, when we plant honestly and we grow together. This is how neighborhoods stick together. We're stronger because of Eastie Farm. Hanan, your leadership. I know you're too humble to say it, but your leadership is the reason why so many neighborhoods together. You can throw a lot of money at a lot of things, but if you don't have community there to help define where it goes, to help define how it grows, then you are misplanting and misinvesting that money. And we're going to continue to welcome, continue to grow, wherever you come from and the beautiful language that you come from, regardless of status, because the only thing that matters is that you live here. You're loved and you're welcome. And this is an indication of that. So thank you so much.
Last week, we just passed the state budget, and Rep. Mataro was able to secure $50,000 to aid Eastie Farm in continuing their mission to assist in providing food security to the neighborhood. So thank you so much to Eastie Farm. We congratulate them on all their accomplishments. We're so proud of their work, and congratulations again. Thank you.
With Donmi and Tawakal. Tawakal provided halal food, which was very much needed. If you remember, that was Ramadan time as soon as the virus hit. And so we had to do that. And then we also brought about 5,000 meals a week to people in East Boston. And people in Chinatown as well.
Que es control de renta. El control de renta es necesario para todo lo que es las viviendas, pues nosotros necesitamos un control de renta.
Rent control, because that's something that's really vital to everyone being able to stay in East Boston.
Woo! The harvest that happens here does go back to the community. During the pandemic, as someone who lives in Eastie, I feel so grateful to have support and know that I'm not gonna go hungry with places like this. And with that being said, I do have an ask for you, Movie, and that is that, and Boston in general, my hope is to see Boston work hand in hand with organizations here in East Boston and all throughout Boston, and to work intentionally in changing things and support economically, you name it. If we work together, we're gonna be stronger.
So you see this project. It's nice and green. You know, it's growing food, and it puts rainwater in the ground, which is nice. And food composting, food waste composting, and some education, all of that is great. But when you see the other side, when it's all done, you're gonna be mighty impressed. You know why? This is one of your priorities, I believe, through Reverend Mariama, is to. Because of climate change, once again, we're expecting very hot summers, right? And this July, we already saw. This is, by the way, this July is the 6th largest recorded precipitation in the recorded period of time. And that we're only through a little over a third of this of the month, and it's already there. So that kind of stuff is going to happen more and more. But the heat is also going to happen. The greenhouse that we're building in 6 Chelsea Terrace, which was again conveyed to us thanks to Shani's relentless work. Thank you, Shani. And Chief Dylan's guidance. So that in that space, 6 Chelsea Terrace, we're going to build a geothermal greenhouse. So it's going to be a greenhouse. If you know greenhouses, they're usually powered by propane. And propane is a fossil fuel, right? So we're trying to find a way to not use the fuel of the past and push ourselves towards the future. So we're going to use something renewable. That site, unfortunately, is behind a couple of large billboards. So solar is out. And we can't put a big wind turbine in the middle of East Boston, can we? Probably not. So our option, the third option, is the ground. And under a certain depth, the ground always maintains a certain amount of heat. So if you can reach down to that level and circulate water or some sort of like a refrigerant type fuel, you're going to get it warmed up when it goes down to that depth and comes back out. It will still be warm, and you can extract that warmth using a heat exchanger. And that's how we're going to heat the greenhouse in the winter. And in the summertime, guess what? That low temperature will still be that constant low in the high 50s. So the same mechanism can be used to cool the space. So we can have cool spaces in the summer. Not just warm spaces in the winter, but also cool spaces in the summer. We feel like we're in the corporate world because we're already beyond budget and behind schedule. And we're barely started the project. So that request is going to come back to the city and the state as a little bit more funding to bridge that budget gap. But at the end of that project, it's going to be so exciting. It's already exciting to do and think about it, but because we try to envision what we're trying to do, right? But when it's done, everybody will be able to see, and we're hoping that that will be an inspiration for people, and it will be a model. Thank you again. Feel free to have some chai and some snacks, and stick around, mingle, get more pictures with all the folks here. Everybody's dressed so beautifully today. And if you have any questions, happy to answer. And I'll hand the mic back to you just in case.
Arabic program, so they made a mask.
Become, be free.
So when we're outside, we take pictures outside.
It's not all you need. Sing low, bring love.
It's fun to